Alright, welcome to this video to IGCSE Marine Science, and today I am going to give some pointers on how to use the book for IGCSE Marine Science. If you're used to using Cambridge books, a lot of this video here is not really necessary for you, but if you're new to using this kind of textbook for sciences, there might be some good pointers in here. As always, everything in here is for me and my class, but if you can use it, you're more than welcome. And any errors here are mine and mine alone, and does not reflect on Cambridge. All right, let's get going. So the first thing you should notice if you get a Cambridge book is here, and on the first page always there is a digital code which gives you access to the Cambridge digital universe for the books here, where you can register, and then you get a PDF of the book. And you get answers to the questions in the book. It's a very good idea to use this. It's a nice tool, and it can come really handy. So if you get a physical book, always remember to go in and use the code to get access to all the digital stuff in the book. Now, in the beginning of the book, there is a little thing called how to use this book. And again, if you're new to any style of Cambridge science books, please take your time looking at this, because they are very nice and they use these color codes to tell you what to look at. You always start with a green one with learning intentions, and there is often a feature called Getting Started, which are some things usually the teacher will use with you to get you started on the subject. Then we have marked with a dark blue marine science in context, which come in some real world examples, and be aware that they're good to know as well. Then we have the keywords, and if there's anything that's really important, it's the keywords. And for many students who don't have English as a first language, this is one of the things we really need to pay attention and use some time to get good at this. Command words are words which appear in the syllabus and which are used in the exam. And all the exam style questions start with a command word. They are also in the glossary in the end of the book. Then we have activities, which are stuff you can do to give you an opportunity to work with it. Some of them I have done as videos, and there are practical tasks. Many of them I have done in here as videos. Then there are some worked examples on how to use the data handling and practical skills. There are skill tips, there are reflection, and then there are self-assessment. Then in the end of the chapters, there'll be a summary, there'll be a case study project, an exam-style questions, and the self-evaluation checklist. So it is important that you think about these different color codes when you read to the text. Take some time to get yourself familiar with this, and your studying will be a lot easier. Now, in the book here, you'll find the 6 chapters: the earth and the ocean, seawater, marine organisms, nutrients and energy, marine ecology, and human influence on the marine environment, which follows the syllabus. But also importantly, you'll find from page 1 to page 53 key skills for Cambridge IGCSE Marine Science. Now, how much you need them depend on have you done any other sciences, because a lot of it is like plotting graphs, how to measure, how to do different scientific experiments. And if you're not used to working with science, you need to look at this as well. I see many students who just skip this, and this gives them a lot of problems, especially in paper number 2, which really go in depth, marine joke, about these things here. And then you have the glossary in the end, which again is important as well. And you'll see it is pretty much set up the same way as a syllabus, like 1 to 2 to 3, so on, which is also the same way I have set up my videos here on the site. So, how to study for marine science if you have the book. And again, if you just take the book and sit down and read it from page 1 to the last, like you read a Harry Potter novel or Lord of the Rings or any other good books, well, you'll learn something, but you definitely also be a lot of things you don't get. Um, I recommend taking notes. Some people that's really effective, other people don't like it. And I really, really recommend focusing on the keywords. And please don't forget to look at the graphs and the figures. Um, People might think they're only there as filler, and they're really, really not. A lot of the drawings, a lot of the figures are the same one that you'll find in the exam. Also, the practical examples will very, very often be used in the exam. For example, the test for proteins, the test for fat, stuff like that. So don't skip that either. So I really recommend that you make a plan for how you want to study a chapter. You take your time, you read it more than once, take notes if you like that, and then, as I'll show you later, go over the self evaluation and be honest with it. Um, because I do encounter students who just say, "Yeah, I read it all," and then I can ask, "Okay, so how do we define an autotroph?" And oh, I can't remember. So just reading through it all will not necessarily give you the skills you need. Um, some of the stuff you need to reread, and some of the stuff you might need to work on more. You can, of course, use videos as well. They're all mine video here if that helps you. But I will always recommend using the book here and the syllabus as your primary sources for the exam. Now, in the end of each chapter, you'll find a self-evaluation checklist. And I will say that this is a very nice thing to use because you can then go in, and if you're honest, you'll get a picture on, oh, is something I is confident in and that I know that? How am I getting there, or do I need more work? I would also recommend when you're using this that you use it together with a printed out version of the syllabus because again, then you can be absolutely sure, do I understand everything in this section that they want me to understand? If you understand that, you are covered very, very well. But be honest, don't skip stuff, and you will do well if you take the time to do this. At least it will cover you really, really well for paper 1. For paper 2, you of course also need to understand a little bit more how to do practical science. Also, in the end of the book, you will find all the keywords in the syllabus marked and defined. And a good way to practice this can be just printing out cards with these keywords on and then writing the definition on the other side. And then either by yourself or with a friend, practice these, saying, okay, what do we mean by alkaline? What do we mean by benthic trawling? And so on. And practice these definitions because Cambridge like you to be specific. So if they ask you to define something, these is what they want you to know. And especially again, if you're not used to scientific English and if English is not your first language, spend time learning the keywords. It is time giving up very well, and it will help you immensely in learning marine science. So, the exams are coming up soon. Hit the book and have some fun, and I hope you all get the grades you deserve.